Hello there. In this video, we're going to take a look at the navigation and we're going to build a component that we can reuse across our designs. So let's go. Okay, so welcome back to the file. I'm just going to go down here. I'm going to click on Introduction, click on the plus. Let's just create a separation here between the introduction and let's add another page. So for navigation, just drag that below here. Okay, let's just copy out our page structure for now. Let's just follow this. Let's go here. Let's just rename everything. Right, okay, so we have a basic page layout here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into our research file quickly. Click on here and let's just select the navigation at the top. Press Command C, go back into our UI kit file, press Command V. And I'm just going to place that up here. Let's just put it in an empty frame for now. Okay, so first of all, I want to break this down into different sections on the page. So let's start off with our text labels that we're showing here for the navigation. So let me just paste in this one. Let's just update this style to neutral 900 so you can see it. Let's just add our component variables to it as well. Actually, maybe we'll change that to medium. Okay, let's just call these nav links for now. Let's just adjust this. Let's go to semi-bold because that's a subheading. Nav link here. Let's do Command Option K, create it as a link. I'm going to press Command D to duplicate it. Let's just attach it again, do Command Option K. So these are two separate components. I'm going to click on one, shift click on the other one, combine them as variants. So the component is now called nav link. I'm going to press Shift A to make sure it's got an auto layout. So actually if I click on the component here and let's just update this where it says property 1, let's call this states. Okay, so for these items here in the menu, they're going to have different states when you interact with them. So if I hovered my mouse over the text about, it's going to change the color or give you something to signify that you're hovering over that element. So we want to create some different states for this component. So to begin with, we will just call the first one enabled, and that's fine. That's going to be neutral, whatever it is, neutral 900. Let's go into here, let's rename the next one. Let's do that as hovered. So when we hover the link, let's go, where's our brand colors? So let's maybe select a brand color. Maybe we want to select something that's going to stand out a little bit. So let's do 300 for now. Okay, I'm going to click on this item here. I'm going to click on the plus because I want to add another variant to this component. Let's give this the name of focused. For the moment, I'm just going to give it a color for now. Let's just get all our states in to begin with. Let's just click on the plus again and let's have that as activated. Okay, so for me, it's not particularly clear which state is which because unless you click on the component to see the different states here, which actually I should just reorganize these. So we've got hovered, focused, activated. Yep, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is just let's duplicate this. Let's take that off semi-bold. Okay, so let's put default. We just duplicate. Okay, so that should be fine. Just check what these are. I think these are 16. So let's just reduce these to 14. Now, looking at this, I feel like we could probably make it even clearer between the different states. Obviously, we haven't got an activated state just yet. Let's just have a look. So enabled, I think, is fine. That's good. Hovered, in hovered, we could just do like a lighter color. Focused, let's see if we can add something to this. So I'm just going to press Shift A just to wrap the focus state in a frame. So when an element is focused, it's going to show this nice, clear, dark line around it as well. I think that would be very, very clear for focused. Let's do the 500. You probably want to beef up that font weight, so let's set that to bold. Maybe that's a bit too intense. Let's go back. Semi-bold. Still looks quite intense. Let's see. So that's on 200. So let's just change this. Let's go to 300, 400. Let's leave it for 400 for now and see how it is. Okay, so let's just put navigation bar up here. Let's delete out those states. Let's draw out another frame at the moment. Let's set that to, let's Shift A. Let's set it to fill the container. And to begin with, let me place the enabled nav link inside it. So where's it gone? So let me just rename this to navigation bar. Let me press Command V, so that pastes in our nav link. Select the navigation bar. Let's set the height to hug. Okay, so let's just change this. So either side, we'll do 24 either side for the moment. We'll do 16 for the top and bottom. And let's just duplicate this out a couple of times. Now we probably want to group these. So let's Shift A on these. And let's rename these to nav links. Now there's quite a lot of space between them. So let's see what's the space. It's 96 between. So let's adjust the spacing here to 96. Okay, so the about page, what's the other one? Courses and merch. And then we've got the contact page. Let's put it in the center for now. So there we go. I think we're going to need on the navigation bar a solid color. So let's go to our neutrals. Let's go to neutral 0. I think we're going to probably need an effect as well. So we go to navigation bar. Let's go to effects, drop shadow. So let's go to variables. Let's go to our shadows. So what did I just click on? So the X. We've got the Y. We've got the blur. Okay, let's go into shadows again. Let's click on here. And let's go all the way down and select shadows. Let's go into our modes here, shadows. So is that small? Let's see. Medium, large, yeah. Yeah, let's stick with small for the moment. We can always take it off. It might look a bit too extreme for this particular UI element, but I'll leave it on there for now. We can always remove it afterwards. Okay, the next thing we need to add is the logo. So if I go up to my assets, type in logo, just drag and drop this in. We're going to need to shrink this down. Okay, that should be fine. Let's go back into here. I'm going to double click here on the align left. So as you can see, you can go from aligning different things, so left, right, center, or if you double click, it spreads everything out. So it's set to auto. Okay, so just before we move on, something that I found quite useful that Figma's just introduced is in the color picker. So if I click on this frame outside here, I'll add our neutral color, which will be neutral 0, so that's for white. If I want to test these colors just to double check if they meet contrast requirements, previously I would have probably used a third-party app or an app within Figma or a website. Lots of different tools out there, but what Figma's done that's quite useful is you can click on the color here. So if I press I on the keyboard and let's zoom in and let's take this color here. So this is one of our neutral colors. If you click on the fill, it then opens up under here. If you don't see it immediately, if you click here, it says check color contrast. So you can click on that and then it gives you the ratio between the two colors here. You can see the contrast standard that's been met, which is AA. You can also adjust the contrast settings as well. So if I go to settings and I go down to normal text, because this is probably what it's going to be, so normal text, you get a curve here. So you can see our colors down here, it meets the AAA contrast requirements. So if I were to move this color up, so it goes the other side of this line, you can see it fails the contrast and it says contrast standard not met. And I think this will be a useful little tool when you're in the middle of your designs and you just want to check if the contrast is meeting certain requirements. You can just hop in here, adjust what it is you're doing. So if it's a graphic, normal text, large text, and what level you want to kind of stick to. And then you'll get the curved line appear here within the color swatch, and you can adjust your color accordingly to meet the relevant requirements. Okay, this video is a little bit long, so I've cut it in half. So part 2 will be available next week. So have a great week, like and subscribe, add some comments, check out some other videos on my channel, and I will see you in the next video. I wonder if you can hear that. Pigeons.